Hello. Hello, ladies. When you come on, if you will give me some hearts, some thumbs up, let me know you're out there. I greatly appreciate it. Let me know you're here. Give me some hearts, some thumbs up. Let me know you're out there. Talk to me, somebody. Hopefully we'll get somebody to come on board with us on tonight. All right, come on in, ladies. Hopefully I'll get some folks in tonight. If not, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to leave this info out here for you because I do want to share this with you. So I'm going to hold on just a couple more minutes and see if anybody decides that they want to join me. If not, I'm going to go ahead and share this information with you really, really quickly. And hopefully it'll be a blessing to you. Hopefully it will help you. I do appreciate all of you all that do connect. I'm appreciative to all of you all that come back and view this. I am encouraged every time I get a message. Encouraged when I have someone that sends me a note that lets me know that something that I am saying and or sharing is helping. And so I am very thankful for this opportunity. So I'm going to go ahead. Hopefully I'll get a couple of people to come online with me just for a few moments. But I do want to talk about this topic on tonight. It is entitled, Is It a Home or a War Zone? Is it a home or a war zone? Hey, Nikki, I'm glad you're on tonight. Is it a home or a war zone? And you know that's a really important question because many of us, and much of what we have experienced, and much of what we will experience sometimes in our marriage, is trying to build a home, and in the midst of trying to build a home, it becomes a war zone. It becomes the place where we are at odds with each other. It becomes the place where we are frustrated. It becomes the place where we are angry. It becomes the place where we really just don't like our spouse. It was the place where I don't have to see his face today. It becomes the place where we fight, and it's not the place that we have hoped and or planned for it to be, but many times it becomes the place of our most or of our discontent, if you will. And so tonight, as I was thinking about, what would I share tonight? What do I want to talk about tonight? I really felt that this came up in my mind. Is it a home or is it a war zone? I think one of the most important things that we as women have to do is learn how to fight first and foremost, because arguing and being upset with one another is going to be a part of any marriage. There's no way you can get around being upset with each other. There's no way you can get around not being having an argument. There are ways to get around the screaming and the physical fighting and the disruption where your heart is beating all fast. There are ways to get around that. But to disagree, you're always going to have some sense of disagreements in your marriage because you're two different people. You see things from two different perspectives. You have two different ideals. Your backgrounds are different. You're trying to become one. And becoming one is not an overnight process. Becoming one comes with the time that you're together. It comes with the spending time with each other. It comes with learning one another and accepting one another. And I think that's so important because we as women, we learn how to accept our husbands, but sometimes it's hard for our husbands to accept us and to accept us the way that we are. So, tonight as we talk about, is it a home or is it a war zone? I really want to focus in on the fact that we want to develop a home. We really want to develop a space that is home, a place that is comforting, a place that is relaxing, a place that brings about peace, rather than that brings about turmoil or fusses or arguments. And there are some husbands that no matter what you do, no matter how comforting you make it, no matter how accommodating you make the home environment or how you make things for them, they will always find something wrong with it. Many times it's not you. It has nothing to do with you. And I think that's something important that we have to focus on, that it's really not about me. It's not me that they're upset with. It's what they don't see in themselves that they should be doing that makes them upset. And I'm just the target. I'm the recipient of the behavior. I'm the recipient of the behavior or the outlash or the outburst or the anger because they're not where they should be or not where they want to be. But I have to be careful that I don't keep in their forefront of their face the place that they're not or the place that they should be. So I have to be very careful that I'm not the the person that's continually pushing that in their face. So I've got to be real careful how I speak to my husband as it relates to what's going on in his life and where he is and where he should be, or where at least I think he should be. So one of the things I want to talk about is your home should be a place where your husband loves to come, not dreads to come. Right. The home should be the place where your husband loves to come, not dreads to come. If they're dreading coming home, then that means that the atmosphere, that the temperature, that the temperature in the house, whom you are the temperature setter, is not setting that temperature correctly. Something's wrong. We've got to learn how to make the home the place where he loves to come, that he's running to come, that he feels safe in coming, that he feels comfortable in coming, that even if he's not doing all the things that you want him to do the way you want him to do it, that yet he still feels like he's comfortable. He still feels like he's the king of the castle. And really, men don't get upset with us as women. They don't get upset with us as wives if they feel like they're still the king no matter what they're doing. Now, even though some of the things that they're doing are wrong, some of the things that they're doing may not be correct, may not be what you want them to do, at the end of the day, we're not responsible for growing our husbands up. We're not responsible for making our husbands do what's right. We're not responsible for telling our husbands that they're doing everything the wrong way. That's not our responsibility. Our responsibility is to live it in front of them and love them into a place of getting things right. See, many times what we want to do is we want to tell them how wrong they are and how bad they are and how everything they're doing is not right. But what they do is they shut down because they hear mom, they hear their mother. They don't see their wife. You look like their mother. You sound like their mother. And what a man doesn't like to do is they don't like to have a mother as their wife. They don't like the two to mix together. So if you are supporting, that's why men go out and cheat, because they find a woman who is supportive and speaks all the good things into their life and tells them how great they are and how powerful they are and just how wonderful they are. Even though they're not wonderful, they tell them those things anyway, despite where they are. Because how do you know, when you speak positively over somebody and you keep speaking positive words over them, eventually they're going to line up with the words that you're saying. They're going to line up with the positivity that's coming out of your mouth. It may not happen overnight. It may not happen in 30 days. It may not happen in a year. It may not happen in 2-3 years, but it will happen. It absolutely has to happen, because when we speak positive, positive attracts itself to positive. So it will happen. So, am I making my house, am I making my home a place that my husband loves to come, or is it a place that my husband is dreading coming? Your home should be the place where he doesn't have to fight, but rather a place where he's loved and accepted. How do you know that your husbands are fighting every day when they go out the door to go to work? They fight because, number one, if they're African American men, they're black men. They're fighting to be accepted for who they are on the outside. They're fighting to keep their jobs. They're fighting for positions on their jobs. They're fighting with other men to keep up their ego. They're fighting every single day when they walk out that door. So when they come back to your house, the place that they're coming back in home should not be the place that they feel like that they have to fight. They shouldn't be driving home saying, oh my God, what am I going to face when I get home? When they come to your house, they should be coming in with peace, coming in with comfort, coming in with joy, coming in with excitement. Why? Because I'm creating a home. I'm creating a place where he wants to come. I know that there are times when your husband comes home and you're just mad because of all the things that happened before he left. I know there are times when you are upset because of some things that have occurred even before your husband got home, and you may be still carrying over and you want to talk to him about it, but yet he's not in the mood to hear it when he comes in because he's had a bad day that you didn't know anything about. And so consequently, you guys get in an argument and you try to figure out what in the world we're arguing about because you don't even know. I get it. That's because many times we have our selfish desires, our selfish ways of wanting to have the attention at the moment. Both of us. There are times when the husband wants to get the attention because after all, I had a bad day and you should be catering to me. And you're saying, but I've had some bad experiences and you should be catering to me. But at the end of the day, is it about me, or is it really about me making you feel comfortable? So as wives, we have to be mindful that we're making our husbands feel comfortable. That when they come home from a hard day's work, that we're not pounding them immediately with all the things that went on in that day. That's why I said to you before, make sure you study your husband. What kind of husband do you have when he comes home from work? Does he like to have some quiet time by himself? Does he have to have some time where he can rest and he can rejuvenate and get himself together before he's ready to talk? Does he come in the house ready to talk and ready to engage and ready to talk about everything that's going on for the day? Or is he the kind that needs to wind down? What kind of husband do you have as it relates to coming home from work? I know my husband, when he comes home from work, he's not ready to talk. Sometimes he's ready to either lay on that couch and lay his head back and take a quick nap. Or either he is like, I just can't do it right now. And I've learned that about my husband. So I don't bombard him with information. Sometimes he'll ask me, so what happened today? Is there anything I need to know? Because I'm getting ready to go to the gym, or I'm getting ready to go and do certain things. And I'll say, well, yeah, let me tell you what happened. But for the most part, I've learned how to manage the temperature and turn the thermostat in my house by my attitude and by my disposition and how I'm carrying myself. So ladies, here's a couple things. Prior to your husband getting home, you should prepare yourself to receive your husband. Right. If you get home before your husband, you should be preparing yourself to receive your husband. That means you might want to fix yourself up a little bit, look like you're happy to see him, and maybe greet him at the door. Greet him at the door. Hey, honey, glad to see you. Give him a kiss and walk away. Surprise the man sometimes. Make the man be like, what in the world just happened? Who is this girl? Right? If you're on your way home and your husband is already home, prepare yourself as you're driving home. Leave work at work. Leave work outside of your home. Leave work where work needs to be. But prepare yourself to go and see and go and meet with your husband. It's just like when we were dating our husbands. We were so excited to see them. Boy, we would fix ourselves up and we would be on our way to them, putting makeup on, getting our lips ready, making sure our hair was in place, making sure we had a little smell goods on. Because after all, we were on our way to meet our love. We were on our way to meet the love of our heart, the love of our life. Right? We prepared to meet them. We didn't want them to see us any old kind of way. We didn't want them to see us with our hair down, our hair not fixed, or our face not made. We didn't want them to see us in the raw all the time. And it's good. I'm going to say this is engaged women and dating women. It's good for your spouse to see you, or your potential spouse to see you when you're not at your best. It's okay with my engaged ladies. It's okay they don't see you at your best. There were many times my husband would come over to see me. And he would come, I'd have a scarf on my head and no makeup on my face. I did it on purpose because I wanted to see how he would respond. I wanted to see how he was going to act. Because if he was acting funny with my scarf on and with no makeup on my face, we was going to have an issue. Why? Because you're going to see me that way. That's me. That's who I am. So we need to prepare. We don't prepare to receive our spouses anymore. The way when they left us and went to work, sometimes we look the same way when they come back home. Sometimes when they leave, we got the same pajamas, the same scarf, sitting in the same spot in the couch, looking the same way when they left, when they come back home. Does that turn them on? Absolutely not. Because I promise you, if it were you and you're coming home and you left your husband sitting in that chair and he's still in that same chair, no dishes washed, no nothing done, you going to have an attitude. So how about they're going to have one too? So all I'm saying to you ladies is prepare to meet your husbands. Prepare to see your husbands in the evening. Prepare to see him when he comes in. Make him want to see you when he comes home. I know there are lots of things going on, but I'm telling you, I prepare myself. When I'm coming off the road, I've been somewhere, I'm coming home, I'm fixing my face, I'm putting my hair together, I'm putting my lips on. When I get out the car, I'm ready to see my husband. And one of the first things that I do when I see him is I put my arms around him and I hug him and I give him a really tight squeeze like, yes, I'm glad to see you. Yes. That's an indication. That's an indication of something. Huh? You always have to be prepared. Don't let your husband not see you in a way that keeps his eyes turned towards you. Because guys, I'm telling you something. Men are fighting all day long. They're fighting to not look at other women. They're fighting with the women that are coming on to them. Because don't act like you don't think some trying to come on to them. Even with the ring on his hand. Even as sanctified as he might be. They still trying to come on to him. They're fighting that. They're fighting the images that have been presented before them all day long. They're fighting for position, fighting for status, fighting to stay in place, to do what's right. Come on, they're fighting. So when they come home, why do they have to fight with you? Why do they have to fight with their wife? The worst thing in the world is to watch a team that is playing basketball or football, the worst thing in the world is to watch a team playing and they're fighting each other. The team absolutely, it is fighting against each other. They absolutely fall apart. That team is going to lose the game because they're not on the same page. So it is with the game, with the natural sense, so it is with us in the spiritual realm. When we're fighting against each other and we're fighting each other, guess what? It's going to fall apart. It cannot stand. It has nothing to stand upon. The legs by which it was given are knocked out from under it. The strength of your marriage, the strength of your household, the strength of your relationship is on your ability to stand together as one, as a unified front. And valuing and accepting each other's differences, but yet loving each other right through your unique place that you're in. My husband doesn't think like I think. He doesn't do what I would do. He doesn't talk like I would talk. But that doesn't mean that he's not valuable. So I value him for the way he does things. And I accept the way he does it, and I'll allow him to be who he is in his uniqueness. And I follow that. Come on, y'all. So, as women, are we creating a home or are we creating a war zone? Your husband hit the door, he knows something ain't right when he hit that door. My husband always hit the door, he'll look straight at me. If I am smiling and giving him that eye, he knows everything's good. If I'm not smiling, I got that look on my face, I've either had to get on my children or somebody done called and said something or done something I'm dealing with. And he's automatically saying it's all good. He's treading on ice, walking in the house. And I'm like, all is well with you. Everything is good. I'm going to take care of this and be off this call in just a few minutes. Huh? Here's another tip for you. Here's another tip. When you come into the presence of your husband is coming on. I tell my friends or people that I'm on the phone talk when I don't talk that much on the phone, but when I do talk on the phone, especially to my mother and my sister, I constantly say to them, well, my husband is home now. I'm going to have to get off the phone. Okay, I just said something. Don't be on the phone entertaining everybody else. Your husband is coming in and you act as if he's not there. Come on. Because you're going to want his undivided attention. You're going to want his undivided attention when you walk in the room. You want him to turn his head and look at you when you walk in the room. Oh, come on. Pay your husband some attention. Give the man the attention. Now, the men that say they don't want the attention or I don't need the attention, but how do you know they absolutely need attention? Their egos are stroked when you give attention. That's what I was telling you guys about Delilah. Delilah understood how to allow Samson to lay his head in her lap, and she stroked the man's ego. She stroked his ego so much that that man went to sleep in her lap. That's how safe he felt. I'm just asking you, how safe are you making your husband feel? Are you stroking his ego? And I know that men have some very unique ways. We got some men who are one way in the public and who are a different way when they get home. I get it. But at the end of the day, you are responsible for your behavior. You are responsible for how you treat him. You are responsible for how you talk to him. You are responsible for how you handle him. Are you handling your husband the right way? Right results come when you handle them the right way. What we have to do is get out of, well, he's not doing this and he's not doing that. And if he would do this, I would do that. And if he could do that, then I could do that. No, ma'am. I'm going to do, and I'm going to say, and I'm going to act, and I'm going to be, and he's going to come around eventually. But I'm not going to wait on him to come around. I'm going to do it first. Because when I go ahead and do it, I'm doing what's right, and I'm responsible for me, my behavior. Oh, I'm just telling y'all what I'm doing. I'm just giving you me. Now, do I do it right all the time? No. Do I hit it head on nail every time? No. Because I got called out for something I did on Saturday that I wasn't supposed to do Saturday. But I do my best to honor my husband. I do my best to keep the atmosphere in my house conducive. If I know that I haven't given him enough conversation or attention, then I make every effort to turn my attention towards him. I turn my attention towards him and say, honey, what you need from me? You miss me? You need me? Not always will he say yes. Sometimes he's like, nah, girl, I'm good. I'm good. Right, okay, I hear you. Keep being tough. Keep on being tough. I hear you. But at the same time, I'm trying to make sure I create a home that's attractive and a home that's loving and a home that my husband wants to come to. It's the same we'll be creating for my children. I want my children to love coming home. I want my children to love being at their home and want their friends to come here. Because when their friends come over, I can monitor the behavior. I can't monitor the behavior when they're not in my house. But as long as they're in my house, I can monitor the behavior. So as long as my husband is coming into my home, I can monitor this thermostat. Because I'm the thermostat of the house. I can turn the thermostat whichever way I want it to go. So if I want to put it on freezing, I can put it on freezing. But who wants to live in a ice cold house? Who wants to sleep in an ice cold bed? Come on, y'all. Who wants to put barbed wire up in their bed and keep it between the two of you? Come on. So I can monitor my behavior. I monitor the house because I set the thermostat. If I want it nice and toasty warm, come on, I turn it up nice and toasty warm. Why? Because I'm ready to get some things happening. Yeah. I turn back the sheets, put up the candles, turn the lights down, put the music on. Come on. Get the sugar water beside the bed. Y'all know about the sugar water, right? You know what I mean? You are the thermostat of that house. And you turn it. You set it. You make it the way you want it to be. So when he hits the door, he knows it's on. All is well in the house. It's good in the house. Now, you're not responsible for his responses to you. You're just responsible for what you're putting out. I'm totally responsible for what I put out. I cannot hold him responsible for what he doesn't put back. I'm not responsible for his behavior that he throws back. He is. And I'm going to tell you something. Whatever he does that he shouldn't be doing, it won't be that way long as you keep doing what's right. Because you can't do wrong long when you mean to do right. Now, I'm going to say that again. You can't do wrong long when you mean to do what's right. And most men mean to do what's right, but they just don't know how to do it. And you got to remember this. Most of our husbands didn't grow up with great fathers and great examples before them. So they're learning still how to be married. They're learning how to love you. They're learning how to be the husband and the loving man that they need to be. And for most men, it is an uncomfortable, and it's a place of vulnerability that they're uncomfortable with to really show you and express their love to you. Most men are able to express their love to you in the bedroom. That's the expression of love. Most men are able to express their love to you when they're ready. They rub up on you. They come close to you. That's their expression of love. But to talk to you, sometimes that's the most difficult place for some men. Not all men, but some men. So knowing and understanding your husband's background is very important. What's the thing in your husband's life that hurts him the most? Where's that place that hurts and bothers him the most? What was that thing in his childhood that if you put your finger on it, it hurts even still today? If you know that's the place, that's not the place for you to be digging in. But that's the place for you to be covering him and praying for him in, that God will heal him in that area so that he can become free with you concerning that area. Huh? That's where you get the safety of your husband. Can your husband trust you with his heart? Can he really trust you with himself? They'll give you part of them. Many of them want to give you all, but they're scared. They're not going to tell you that they're scared. They're not going to tell you that they've been hurt. Those are two words men don't use, scared and hurt. So don't ask them to tell you that. Don't ask them to tell you that they're scared. Don't ask them to tell you that they're hurt. They're going to look at you in the foreign language like, you got to be kidding me. I'm not getting ready to say either one of those words because I ain't scared. I ain't scared. And I ain't hurt. But one of the things we have to know is our husbands have feelings and emotions just like we do. We are just more expressive with ours than they are. But there are some men that are very expressive. But for the most part, most men are not as expressive as we are. So learn to love them right where they are. Ladies, there's some rules to doing this thing the right way. Do you have a home, or is it a war zone? I hope that after this discussion tonight, just these few tips I tried to give you, that you'll make your house a home. Make it a home, a comforting place, a place of peace, a place of joy, a place of bliss, a place where family and love is shared. I hope that the place where it's been, maybe it's been a war zone, maybe you've been fighting, maybe you've been at odds with each other. I hope that you'll find the way to bring about peace there. You'll resolve some things in yourself, and you'll decide, I'm going to be at peace with my husband. I love him, and I'm going to make every effort, even though he may not. I'm going to make every effort to do what's right. All right, ladies, I hope you enjoyed tonight. I hope that you will share this with someone else. I hope that you got something out of tonight. I appreciate every one of you all that came on this line tonight. You have blessed me being here. I love seeing you on here. Thank you so much for the encouragement. Thank you so much for just being a part. As I have made notice before, I am still looking for a great date and time. It's so much going on in this year. Oh my God, this is an amazing year. So much going on, but I'm still looking for the right date and time to schedule our 3-day boot camp. I'm going to get together with about 3 days, and I'm just going to pour out everything that I've done in my course, my 10-week course. I'm going to put it in just like a 3-day boot camp. We're going to go away. We're going to have fun. We're going to have some great girlfriend time, get some good tips, get some things that we can come back and be great, amazing wives that have our husbands' hearts. So I want you to stay tuned to that date. I'm going to come up with that date pretty soon. I'm hoping I'll get it all solidified within the next month or so. So just be looking out for that. If you're interested in going, we're going to go away, and it'll just be some real good girlfriend time, and we'll do some great things there. I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for what is happening in your marriages. I'm so excited about what you're learning and how different things are going to be for you. Reach out to me. Let me know that you have gained something. You are encouraged, or you got some things that you need to talk about. Hit me up. I'm here. Love you, ladies. I appreciate you. We'll be here same time next week, next Monday, April 3rd. 9:15. Tell your friends, tell them to come on board and join us. Love you, ladies. Thank you. We'll see you next time. Take care.